solve large, intractable problems.
It's a new venture altogether.
Your brain is a wild horse there.
Because remember, writing is not a team sport.
You are not selling horse carriages when there are cars.
I want to be known only as the trusted advisor.
More like a tourist.
Play to Potential podcast.
The other distinction I wanted to pick up in the book, from the book, Raghu, was the distinction you make between Shakti and Balam. You say external and internal strength.
That's right.
Can you expand on that for us?
See, there's quite a bit that's been talked about this, intrinsic motivators, extrinsic motivators, and things like that. So it's there in current discourse. See, I think it comes in the Mahabharata only, and I don't remember which text it comes in. It talks clearly about Shakti and Balam. Mm-hmm. Okay, there are many Balams that are talked about, but essentially it talks about three forms of Balam. And Balam actually has to do with it's a competency issue. Mm-hmm. Okay, so these three kinds of Balams, one is called Asana Balam. So what is the position? What is the status I'm in? What is the resources given to me by society or by the organization? That is Asana Balam. Right? The second is Yoga Balam. How good am I at politics? Who are my friends? Who are my enemies? How am I creating this? Right? So Yudhishthira, when he is gone away, those 13 years, is also creating this Balam. Mm. Right? He's talking to the right people and saying, will you fight for me or not? Mm. And then there is Kala Balam. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's another conversation again in the Mahabharata where Draupadi and Bhima come and say, why are you here? You're a coward. You don't have Shakti. Mm-hmm. So you're not fighting. So he says it's not a question of Shakti, it's a question of timing. Mm-hmm. You can't fight too early. I might have an internal conviction. Mm. So Shaktis are internal things. Right? And the three critical Shaktis that have been talked about over and over again is Icha Shakti, which is conviction and really, I will do this, deep intent. Yeah? Gnana Shakti, just Icha Shakti will just make you jump up and down. You have to have Gnana, right? Which is intelligence, competencies, and right? And Kriya Shakti. So these three are internal Shaktis. If these match with Balam, right? This is also the being and doing. Mm. Yeah, then it's all aligned and there's tremendous power. Yeah, and it's there in Sun Tzu's Art of War. It's there in several things. Now, saying that knowing how to wait for the right time is a tremendously important thing. Mm. Right time also means that my Balam has come together, not just the Shakti. Mm. I might have a strong intention and wish, and I have the capabilities at one level to do something. Mm. But if the external doesn't respond, the Balam is lost. Na? Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at some of the greatest people whom we celebrate today. Now, Kafka was not known when in his life. His time hadn't come. Right? You have so many artists. Na? Van Gogh. He was not celebrated at his time, but he's been celebrated later because in that context, suddenly this whole thing made sense. He had the Shakti. But the external combination didn't work. Yeah, there are a lot of products. No? I mean, Microsoft wasn't the best. No? Tandem, there were Osborne, there were other people at that time who had done very good things, but they didn't have this combination of the Balam outside. No?
Fascinating.
They had one or the other Shakti. They were actually better products, if I understand it right. They didn't make it.
I was just reflecting on your point about Van Gogh. Again, a thought experiment. Given what we know about how to lead life from the Mahabharata, should he have approached life differently in the sense to get the time?
Who?
Van Gogh, Vincent Van Gogh.
He couldn't have, no? Given who he was, he did the best he could do. See, the Balam aspect is not just internally decided. The Balam is all external. Now, see, the Asana Balam is not, I don't create my Asana Balam. There is a seat available. I go and sit in that seat. Or some context is available when somebody says, okay, take on leadership. That is Asana Balam. Right? Kala Balam is the external context, timing is right. Right? And Yoga Balam is also other people who say, yeah, you're making sense, I'll be friends with you, and so on. No? These are all external factors. Shaktis are all internal factors. I cannot dictate the external factors, but I can be intelligent and know when the external factors are right.
That's the point you made about operating on the edge of the
Exactly.
Fascinating.